Can you update us on a couple of the injured guys, Ryan Dzingel in particular?
Yeah, well, Ryan, as you saw, Ryan played a really good game yesterday. And today we wanted him to get on and still feel it, and just got out at the perfect time just to manage it, just like we've been managing it. And so up to now it's been managed well, so we'll go with that.
Expect him to play tomorrow?
I expect him, yes.
Any update on Max McCormick, Coach?
Well, it's right now I don't know how long, managing the same problem that he had that disappeared completely and just came back, and so I have to wait for them to tell me how long. Right now, I think it's they're not exactly sure. We're not talking 2 months here, but we're not talking 2 days either, so it's somewhere in between. I don't know.
Based on what we saw line combination-wise this morning, is it still a work in progress?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, plus, you know, you want to figure out some consistency, but I think right now, you know, Tierney's played really well, and he's such a smart hockey player, reliable. Everything you ask him, he does right away, and I think that's a good match for Formenton. Formenton played his best NHL game yesterday. I thought he was really good. And you know, playing with Tierney, I think is perfect. That's a good match there. That's what I wanted to keep. And what we'll do is have Whitey centering Pyatt and Mags, and you know, have him grind it, and they might even play against top lines at some point. I know he's young, but I think the makeup of our team this year is that's what we're doing. We got basically it's a relay between pairs and relay between lines to manage, you know, the top lines, and so I think those two lines will remain the same, and the other lines I think we're trying things, because, you know, Kachuk's just back. Just see what kind of speed you know, Zinger can bring with Smitty and Stoney. I know Smitty and Stone, not Smitty, but Zinger and Stone, for some reason, have scored quite a bit of goals together with very little shifts. Last year was the same. So we'll try that out, and I need to try things to see what I've got.
Yesterday's game sheet showed Matt Duchene's ice time down.
Yeah. No, two things happened there. He got stuck at some point, and I wanted some of his line mates to come back from time on the ice after the power plays and the PKs, and then he got stuck again. And to be honest with you, at the end there, I was expecting him to sleep on the ice for the last 2.5 minutes, so I kind of held it a little bit on that third and fourth minute so that he'd have the juice to push, but then they scored, and then I just felt like keeping him off, just no injury-wise. So, yeah, that was the reason why. So there was no, yeah, if he hadn't played well and I didn't like it, then it'd be different. So you could have added a good 2.5, 3 minutes there, so he would have got to his 17-something minutes there, yeah.
Pete, to what level have you seen Shabbat the first 3 games this year compared to, say, maybe a year ago, where the mindset for him may have been more so about not trying to make a mistake?
Well, I wouldn't say that last year wasn't about not trying to make. In his case, last year wasn't about not making a mistakes. It was about go. At the beginning of the year, where he calmed his game down and jumped when it's time, and made sure he evaluated the play. Now and that's the maturity. It's just not just time, but it's the reps, and you know, it was a tough year, so he's seen a lot of things last year, and he knows where things, then when they go astray, and when they work well, so he knows, and now it's just a question of piling up the consistency in the games. And I thought if you look at the last 2 games, people will look at his offense and go, wow, which we all do. But we're also looking at the other side, where a lot more maturity in his game. But he's still young. It's still going to be tough. There's still going to be nights where, hey, it's normal. That's just the reality of it. What I find now is that him and DeMello have found a good chemistry together. Like DeMello is able to read him, so it helps him. So like DeMello's one of those types of guys that keeps it real simple, makes all the right plays, and he talks a lot. and that helps. And he's got experience, so it helps. Chabby. So Chabby feels free to be able to go when it's time, but also feels the communication with Mello when it's time not to go. So that's been a really good combination. So hopefully it continues that way. I mean, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a pair of defensemen to complete each other in whatever they're going to ask to do. And so in that pair, for me, you got DeMello, who's a good, simple playmaker with option A, I call it. And he's really good at that. That complements Chabby, and defensively the same thing. So for that, that's pretty good. So we're right now going to keep it this way.
Zach Smith's game, he's played a lot the first 3 games. Would that have been a plan for him? I mean, he's killed a lot of penalties. Just when you go into it and everything, not to talk about what happened 2 weeks ago, but has he sort of elevated his game to get those minutes, or was that kind of an idea that he's going to have to be one of your top 2 centers?
Well, for me, I've coached him 2 years ago where that's what he was. So that's what I stayed on, and right now that's what he's given me. So he deserves the time and the minutes for sure. So right now it's definitely about deserving. He's deserving it. He's doing a great job at the net. He's doing a great job on the back checks. Great job on the face-offs. Him and Stone are clicking. Stone likes playing with him. So right now it's given me more versatility, to be honest with you, for my lines, my pairings, and all that.